So good morning, everyone who is logging on. I know that I am not Doug Wood or Tia Wood. I'm Jen Jones, but I am a part of obviously this great Wood organization, and I've been a health coach for 3 years now. I am a global director, and Doug and Tia are having a family reunion in their farm town right now in Iowa. So they're enjoying that. So I hopped on this morning and really want to share, we have a lot of great opportunities to learn sort of the hard skills, like the processes and the systems. And those things are vital, cornerstones to really help yourself and help others and build this business. There's also some soft skills. And when I say soft skills, I kind of mean the stuff in the middle, the kind of a little more of the heartbeat, and not so much necessarily always the system, that also come into play to build a great business. It's sort of like the full trilogy. We kind of balance, life in balance. We need it all to really be healthy, have a healthy business, and to grow. And my desire in everything in life is to be healthy, not just seek growth, but to be healthy, because healthy things do grow. So I'm going to share with you a little bit some of the soft skills to stay healthy for in your business, so that it'll grow and it'll produce what you want it to produce. So lots of good fruit, right? Even though if you're on the 5-1, you can't have fruit right now. I'm sorry about that. But the first thing is, Doug asked me to share just a little bit about how I grew to global. And I'm going to do that, but no matter what you want to grow to, because we all know we're on this call for different reasons. And we all love people. We all want to be healthy, and we all care to make a difference. And that's why we're all on here. But it does look different. So for each of us. And so that's what I want to talk about first. For me, growing to a global director, I had to get really clear on why I wanted that. And I know that you've heard that probably a million times. If you're a brand new coach on the call, you probably just had a conversation with your sponsor coach about, like, well, why are you coaching? Why do you want to help those first 5? That is because that's an essential piece, and it's not a transactional piece. So it couldn't be for me, even though I jumped into coaching because I had a financial need. That's why I became a coach, honestly, because I needed some health in my finances. I had a need there. It couldn't just be about a dollar number. Like, that was very transactional, and I hit that dollar number. So then what? Then why am I doing this? So your why needs to be something that's more transformational. It needs to be something beyond just a hustle. Like, I'm just hustling to help 5 people. Because you will burn out. Just hustling will lead to burnout. So it has to be connected to something more than a transactional, like, if then. Okay, if I help 5 people, then there it is. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so then what? Why are you doing this? It has to be something connected to a little bit deeper in you, so that when life happens, when your kids get sick, or when you've been thrown a curveball and it's stressful, when you have to move, when your spouse loses their job, all these things that happen, your why has to be connected to something so strong that when all those things happen, you don't back off. Because in my path to global, while growing to global, there was a lot of crazy things that happened. We did move. My husband did transition and have a major life change. My kids started a new school. There was so much stuff that was happening, but because it was connected to something much bigger than just if then, it was something more transformational that I desired for my life, for the others in my life, that when life happened, I still showed up. and I didn't back off. And it also must be attached to something bigger than you, because if it's not, when the little marks and the little goals and the little targets that you're going for, when they don't happen in the time that you hoped they would, you won't question your worth and belief. If it's attached to something bigger than you, if your why is beyond just a dollar number, or beyond just getting your aunt healthy, or beyond like making you feel like you're successful and just feeding some purpose in you, if it's attached to something bigger, when it doesn't work out exactly like you hope it will, you will not necessarily doubt yourself. You might be discouraged for a minute. You're going to be disappointed. That's okay. We can manage that disappointment. But it won't cause you to question your worth and belief. You'll be able to continue going. So I want to challenge your why this morning. I want it to challenge how transactional is it, and encourage you to make it something that's transformational. How is this? And transformation is changing, is evolving, is growing. How is this transforming me, others, and the life that I'm wanting to create? That's why I'm doing this. And that's what helped me to grow to global. It wasn't just about those first 5, one senior coach, $2,000. It was so much more. So think on that one. Think on that one a little bit deeper, and it does evolve. So maybe, we've had Nina's fat burn is kind of how coaching fat burn has been for all of us in August. It's like, whoa, this is exciting. So you might have already hit your August goals. So I often have to reevaluate my why. And I love what Megan just said in the chat bar. It has to be connected to have to be focused on the big picture. Okay, so great. That's August. What do you want for your life in a year from now? And rediscover that. So that's the first one, clear on why. The second one, and this one you have heard before, it may not be new, but I believe that repetition breeds retention, and I have to hear things over and over and over sometimes for them to stick from my head to my heart. And this is a heart business that we're in. So temporary sacrifice for long-term benefits. That's number 2. A temporary sacrifice for long-term benefits. I have had to do that on my road to global, and I will never forget the moment that I decided, and again, it's a decision, but I decided I'm going to make some temporary sacrifices for a long-term benefit of growing my business to being a global business. And it was actually on an incentive trip, and my husband was with us, and we were in Cancun, and this was in 2015, and it was March of 2015, and we were sitting by the pool, and I was reading a book, and he was reading a book, and they were both faith-based books, so they weren't business books, they weren't leadership books, but they were faith-based, and so they were stirring something in my heart. And I closed my book, and I turned to him, and I said, I know I have decided I want to grow to global. And he was like, okay. I said, this is what this is going to mean. I'm going to have to set down this responsibility. I held some responsibilities at our church. So it's like, whoa, well, that's a good thing. And whoa, that's good. Are you being disobedient to set down things? No, it was like, this is going to be temporary. So I'm going to set down this responsibility at the church. I think I know someone else that could fill that role. And that'll be great for them. They get to grow. And then I'm going to need you. I'm going to have to get okay with, we have 4 children. And it's a big deal to me that every night we do dinner together. And that I said to him, I'm like, 2 nights a week, I'm going to need you to do dinner. And I may or may not eat with you guys, but 2 nights a week, I need you to pick up dinner, and I'm going to use those 2 nights to work. And he agreed, which was nice, but it was a temporary sacrifice. That was March of 2016. I'm only sharing this timeline with you for you to understand temporary sacrifice. I went global May 31st. So there was 3 months that my husband did nights a week of dinner, because after I went global, it boosted my business into a different space, and I was able to come back to dinner, and I didn't pick up that responsibility back at our church. The good news was that other person grew into that, and it was awesome, and they did a better job than I was doing, but I was able to pick up something else to help something else. So temporary sacrifice for long-term benefits. It's going to be vital if you desire your business to grow. Because yes, I am woman, hear me roar, and I want to say that we can have it all. We can, not all at the same time. Not all at the same time. Sometimes life and balance. So that's what's healthy. So sometimes you have to set certain things down to pick other things up, because if you try to juggle it all at the exact same time, that hustle might make you crazy and burn you out, and you might lose sight of your why. So if you really desire for your business to grow, and I think you're on this call because that's what you desire, take a look at your life, keep focused on the big picture, and what can I set down temporarily? Can I sacrifice temporarily? It might even be a really good thing. Both of my things were good things, but for a greater thing. Because now I can take my kids out to dinner all 5 nights a week if I really wanted to. so anyways, so that's that. That's number 2. Number 3. Okay. This is in the middle here, because I think the middle is the messiest. Number 3, stop comparing. Please stop comparing. And I want to tell you, on my road to global, I'm going to protect the names of the innocent, because again, it doesn't matter, but I want to share my story authentically. In my road to global, a friend of mine, an old friend of mine, started coaching and completely outgrew me. Like, oh my goodness. Like, super, like, I'm feeling like I'm doing really good. And then all of a sudden, I see all this, holy smokes, holy smokes, they did what? They've helped how many people? And it almost derailed me. It almost derailed me from my goal, my why, the reason I'm coaching, the people I'm helping, the way I'm serving my family, the way I'm serving my community, my health, because we all know when we get all emotional like that, we start eating off plan. So like the comparison game, it did rob a bit of the joy in the journey, and then it almost derailed me from growing to where I wanted to grow. So I know we're all seeing the Michael Phelps and his competitor. We don't even know his competitor's name, right? His competitor is like comparing, looking over to his left instead of staying in his own lane. And as a result, I mean, go USA, I'm so thrilled that Michael Phelps has won. There is a part of me that's feeling a little bad for this poor guy who's gone viral, and all of us are saying, don't be the loser, be the winner, But the truth, because he's still an Olympian, but the point is, stay in your own lane, stay focused, do not compare. And because when you compare, you will get derailed. You will get derailed, and you don't even always know what you're comparing yourself to. Great, they started a new coach. Okay, great, they had someone go senior coach. Okay, what are you doing? Good for you. You started finding good. I mean, we don't always post all about that. So just stop the comparison game. And I will say it happens a ton through social media. That's where we mostly compare. And I personally am a huge fan of social media. But I want to give you some tips on social media right now. I'm going to take this moment to give you some strategies for social media. The first one is to not compare yourself with other people's stuff that's popping up successful, because you don't know the whole picture. You're seeing their success. Great. Awesome. You don't know what it's costing them to get that success. You don't know. So just let them succeed. Yay them. But here's some ways for you to succeed using social media. First of all, stay social. Please stay social, because that's what social media is for. If you're just scrolling your feed and sort of thumbing through it, you will not be as effective. Stop and comment on other people's things and not just other coaches. This isn't anything new for you. I just want to just encourage you to stay social on social media. Don't just like, engage. And then I know like sometimes you're not always on when someone comments or whatever, but at the end of the day, go through and respond and engage with people who have commented and who have liked your stuff, not just about business either, just social. Stay social, because here's the truth about algorithms of social media. Facebook in particular desires to be a platform that people can connect with their friends and family. So if they are seeing, their algorithms will ding if they think that you're just trying to pimp your business. And so none of us are just trying to do that, but really engage with people, because when they see that you're engaging socially, like, oh, those people are actually connecting. Oh, those people must be friends. Oh, they will begin to, your stuff will begin to flood the news feeds and it will be seen by more people. So stay social. Somebody just alluded to like back to school pics and things like that. Don't just post health. Don't just post life and post your life. We all are very passionate about health. We all are wanting to grow our businesses and wanting to help others. So of course we want to post our great new fuelings, and of course we want to post our weight loss, or we want to share the success of our clients. Do that, but don't just do that. Do that a couple times a day, and then a couple times a day, share other parts of your life. And then how you share that is really important. Be super authentic, even when it's uncomfortable. In fact, if it's a little bit uncomfortable, I encourage you to do it, because that means you're keeping it real. I shared something this morning. Okay, confession, never done a live video. Why have I never done a live video? Because I prefer to do a couple of takes and edit it down so it actually is really great when I post it to you guys on Facebook. So this morning, that's the real deal. So this morning, I'm like, I'm going to go live with this thing. Partly, I want to tell you about live videos. Facebook is loving live videos. So just strategically speaking, live videos are going to get pumped and more people are going to see it. So that's just a little FYI for you. But I also was like, I'm just going to keep it real on this thing this morning. And I'm going to just share my heart. And it had nothing to do with health, not healthy body. It had a little bit to do with healthy heart. And put it out there. It was actually uncomfortable for me. It was uncomfortable, and I thought, okay, then it must be, okay. Uncomfortable means I'm getting out of my comfort zone, required a little bit of courage. That's good. And it's keeping it real on social media, which the people in your world love, Facebook loves. So it'll pump it through the feeds. And so stay social, keep it real, and post your whole life, not just your health journey. That's all I'm going to say about social media as it relates. And then of course, stop comparing. So the next, number 4. So first, clear on why you even want to grow. Second, temporary sacrifices for long-term benefits. Third, stop comparing, especially on social media, but use social media. And then number 4, our work is flexible, but not optional. So in Cancun in 2015, when I said, yes, I actually do want to grow to global, I was not just saying yes to the success. I was saying yes to odd hours and being flexible to juggle life. I was saying yes to not always being super structured in my time. And I'm personally very, very structured. I have 4 children, all about 1.5 years to 2 years apart from each other. So let me just tell you those. I mean, we got a system, and which is also control. And so sometimes so it was kind of against what I totally am all about, but saying yes to growing meant I wasn't always in control. And it doesn't mean that you're always multitasking. Honestly, I think multitasking is overrated because I feel like then everything is sort of getting halfway. What it meant was sometimes saying yes to a 9 p.m. call, even though that's kind of the time that my husband and I used to unwind, but we said yes together. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure, 9 o'clock, I'll take the call. It sometimes means saying yes to a 1 p.m. three-way call when I knew that I was going to, I'm on summer break right now, and so my kids are home, and that sometimes means, having everybody pipe down, be quiet, get on your electronic for 30 minutes. Mom's got to be flexible and take this call right now because this person wants to start as a new coach, and I've said yes. So it's flexible. I can still do it with the kids in the back on electronics, but it is not optional. It is not optional. It just meant, when I say flexible, not optional, it sort of meant, and it means making this a priority. And even though perhaps I have scheduled to have these people over for dinner at 6 o'clock, but then I get a call that says, hey, can you do something at 6:15? I often say, yes, I can. And I would tell my husband, hey, they're going to be here at 6. I'm going to say hi. I'm going to go in the back room for 15 minutes, entertain them. I'll be right back. I will be right back. And that might seem like, I'm not sure if I want to do that. Okay, reevaluate your why. You may not want to do that. But if you do want to, I want to encourage you, it's only for a season. I'm extremely all or nothing. And so sometimes I look at things, I'm like, what? You mean I'm always going to be juggling telling my kids to be quiet in the back while I'm on earbuds? No, not always. It was a season. It was a total season. You mean I do a Thursday morning group here at my house. You mean I'm never going to get to have these girls to my house on Thursday mornings for coffee and books again? No, it was a season. I just had to prioritize and kind of be flexible with that little routine for a season. Do you mean that I'm never going to I'm a big one on putting my kids to bed at night, even though they're getting older. You mean my husband is going to do that because I'm starting to take 8:30 calls and I'm never going to put my kids to bed ever? No, it was a season. It was a season, and it is a season. It is flexible, but not optional. So when you say yes to whatever your next desire is and where you want to grow, you are just saying yes to being flexible and juggling a little bit to get to where you want to be. I will tell you this about our business, especially with our team support, with our, all the shift into Optavia. This season is short. And if you will keep focused on the big picture, the season is short because I kind of overestimated what I would do in my first year as a coach. But now 3 years in, I completely underestimated what I would do. Like, I'm blown away sometimes at what has come of my life as a health coach and what it has, this vehicle and what it has provided, and in the way, like, it's amazing. And it seems super short. It goes fast. So the season of flexible, not optional, that's kind of how the business is. But these, like the juggling and what it'll go in little seasons, just like life. Won't always be that way, but I encourage you to do it. And then lastly, and then I want to open it up to hear some feedback on any of these top 5 or any questions. Number 5 is stay connected. When you are juggling a lot, when you are making some short-term sacrifices, when other people are growing past you and it's disappointing, when you lose sight of your why because you've been thrown a curveball in life and something hard happened, I can tell you what will keep you on the wagon, and that is staying connected. There is nothing quite like good friends. And the relationships that are available to us as a team are pretty rich if you'll do your part and just show up. And so in all of the seasons of Take Shape for Life, the highs, the lows, the growing fast global, the maintaining for a while. I have shown up and stayed connected. And it is because of the healthy community. It is because of the friendships that I continue to grow and that I continue to love what I do. And my encouragement to you is it's always pretty telling to me when I see someone stop showing up on the calls. I was like, oh man, shoot. How are you doing? And so sometimes you can show up and not be doing good. And you can be having a bad day and you cannot be in fat burn. And there was many times where, I was stuck in my comparison but I would show up anyways instead of secluding and isolating myself. Nothing good happens in isolation. Nothing good happens in isolation. There would be times when I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve, and I was disappointed. But I would show up on a call and someone would encourage me. Not because they were personally, they're like, hey, Jen. No, not that. Just being a part and just seeing the other faces, the other story. And then there was often times when I was doing the temporary sacrifice and when I was juggling a lot and I was being flexible, and the staying connected and coming on the calls was inspiring, and it kept me going. And that's important for you. That's important for the people that you're serving as well. So I want to encourage you in this staying connected piece. I wanted to give you some tips on how to invite people to the trilogy tonight, because that's an entry level place of connection. These live trilogy calls are a place that people who are not connected on this team right now, who are not on this call, that's a place that they can start. That's like a little tiptoe into the water. And it's really, really important. So tonight there is a trilogy call being hosted by Becca and Kevin Tenter. And if you don't know them, let me just tell you, they will not disappoint. It will be a remarkable presentation. Remarkable. Everybody that hops on is going to be like, oh, I get it. I understood. Wow. They're going to be like, how can I be a part of that? And for those who are already a part, like as a client or whatever, they're going to be like, I'd like to coach, because it will be so inspiring. It will be so clear, and it'll just be incredible. So these are the ways to invite people to a trilogy call. First of all, take a screenshot of the photo that Doug posted. That it's like a girl running, and I think it's pinned to the top of our health coach support page. But take a screenshot so that you can share it. But I'm not saying share it on Facebook like, hey, y'all come. I'm saying a couple ways to share it. One, send it in a text to all of your current clients, and just shoot out a text to every single current client you have, and with the Zoom link, and just say, hey, I would love for you to hop on this live call with me tonight. It's going to help you in your health journey, because that's for current clients, because it will inspire them. They're going to hear some stories of transformation tonight. It's going to be like, whoa. So shoot it in a text. That's one way. The second way is Facebook messaging. To all those people that you need to follow up with, to all those people who have ever liked anything, to all those people who ever commented on anything, to your current clients who communicate best with you via Facebook Messenger, to every friend or family member that you have, go into Facebook and like same thing. Share the photo. Was thinking about you. Know you've been curious about program. Know you've been curious about what I do. Here's a link. I'd love for you to just hop on live. Let them know. No strings attached. Let them know they don't have to like participate. They can just listen in the comfort of their own home. And I would the reason I'm saying personalize that and not just totally go crazy with copy and pasting, oddly, Facebook notices that too. So the algorithms of Facebook will pick up like, is this person just trying to pimp a bunch of stuff? And that's not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to engage in our relationships. So personalize it a little bit, so that it doesn't like kind of shut down what's being seen on your Facebook. But send the photo, send the link, and say, thinking about you, this might answer some of the questions that we have been exploring together. Or, would love for you to check this out. This is what I'm all about. I like to use sometimes the words full disclosure. I'll tell them, I'm like, hey, full disclosure, I know you've been wondering, you can get it all tonight on the call. And then the best way, I'm saving the best for last, pick up the phone and call. I get it. We are a virtual world. I know we are fast-paced texting world, and I'm great with that. But nothing is quite like a personal call. And they may not even pick up. They may not. But leave them a message. I was thinking about you. I have a live phone call tonight. I would love for you to join me. It's going to be all about my health program. Or a current client, hey, I think this will really inspire you in your health journey, and it might even provide what would be the next step to ensure you creating your healthy life. Please hop on this call with me. And then I tend to go a next step further. If I don't get a hold of them, I always leave a voicemail. And then what I will do probably almost immediately after, I'll shoot them the text. Say, hey, just left you a voicemail. Call me back if you can. This is what it's about. And I'll send them the screenshot and the Zoom link. So they've got it before tonight. So those are the 3 ways that you can help them enter into the community, and use the trilogy tonight to help others win. Because the trilogy call will help them, and no matter where they're at, whether they are like clueless about what we're even all about, whether they're a client, whether they're a current coach, wherever they are at, this trilogy call tonight will be an incredible way for them to get connected and to stay connected with our community. So that's my top 5 on your path to global. Honestly, that's kind of what it will require, but whatever you desire. It's honestly the things that I still apply global and beyond. And so they're just some of the softer skills, not necessarily all the systems and processes. But I want to tell you, Monday nights are a place for you to get all of that. I mean, do not miss the new Monday night stuff that's happening. And then Saturday morning, this Saturday morning's call is going to have 2 main focuses. It's going to be like hardcore structure for your client support, which is like bread and butter, have to have that foundation. And then the second piece to the Saturday morning's call is going to be how to really effectively share the full trilogy. And I'm not talking about in a trilogy presentation that's happening, but for you personally, how do you effectively share the full trilogy on a Zoom with someone or at coffee with someone? And that's what this Saturday morning is going to have, the system and all of the pieces to do that. So that's Monday night and Saturday morning. And today, hopefully, was just a little bit of the soft skills and heartbeat. But I do, because it's only 9:36, I do want to open it up to kind of hear. In fact, I would love to start with Megan Cody. Could you hop off mute and share just something, because I know you had your own path to global. But could you kind of share with us for just a minute on any of those 5?
Yes, I can. Sorry. Getting off mute. I have kids running around. Well, first off, Jen, thank you for serving the team so well. This was so good. Such a good recap. Sometimes we have all these feelings floating around in our heads, and then I feel like we can't put words to them, and you put words to them. So thank you for that. Calvin says hi to everyone. I want to speak to 2 things real quick and just echo. I mean, Jen covered it so well, but with comparison, it can rob your joy. Like, I love that Olympic picture is going around right now, because don't do that. Like, and we all do. We look over, and we might even do it with people on our team that we've sponsored. And my encouragement is, don't do that, because like, let them inspire you, but do a mind check. Are they inspiring me right now? Or am I letting myself compare their world to mine, and we're totally different people on totally different paths? Right, Calvin? Preach it.
Yes.
And then also getting messy for a season. That was our theme too. That's our theme every day still with 2 toddlers. But that was our theme too with going global, was be willing to be messy. And that if someone's life looks perfect as they're growing and becoming a leader, it's not perfect. There are sacrifices behind the scene, but if that is your desire, I want to say it's so worth it. And there is freedom on the other side that comes with it, and that we're always in ebbs and flows of seasons throughout life. So yeah, that's what I would add, Jen.
Thank you. So good. I love that.
Phone call
I love
completed.
about compare, like,
Okay, I'm still on this call, but I have headphones.
oh, sorry. Is somebody, hold on. But comparing your world to theirs, they're a different person. They have different needs. They have different desires. So just stay in your lane, connect with your sponsoring coach, with your mentor team, and work together to achieve what you want to achieve and who you want to help and how you want to do it, and stay there. So who else? Let's see. Eric Huntsberger, you had a lot to say in the chat. Are you on a spot that you can help on?
Yeah, well, I'm not Eric, but you have to step off. Hi, Jen Jones.
Better half.
You did incredible today. Yeah. Okay, I love the part where you talked about connecting. Connect with this community of people. And even if you're not doing fantastic in your health, but actually that's when you want to connect the most. So if you're not able to get on these calls live, watch the video and stay connected to people. Stay connected to these videos. Yes, stay connected on Facebook. Yes, but also connect with your coach. Believe it or not, they want to talk to you. They could talk to you. I mean, I know I could talk to everybody in my community every single day, and it fuels my fire. So stay connected. I think that's one of the greatest tips you gave, and that's for your health, and then that's for your business, but first for your health. So so important, and I love the messages today, and I think it's great that we just have so many tools that we're able to offer. So tonight on that call, just as you were talking about, Jen, yeah, invite people, let them know that this is out there for them, and we just want to extend that invitation.
Yes, and Raquel, that extending the invitation. This is where you also kind of have to keep clear on why you're doing what you're doing. This goes back to number one, because if I'm not clear on the big picture, I sometimes will get in my own way and get in my own head and not invite. Oh, they may not want to. Oh, what if they reject me? All of those things. So when I made that decision in Cancun of 2015, it was like, you know what? The reason I'm doing this is because I care. I care for others. I care for the people in my world. I'm doing this because I actually care. So you can take it or leave it. It might work for you. It may not. It might be for you. It may not. I care enough to just share it. So get out of your own head and get out of your own way on that one and put it out there. Put it out there to every single person in your contact list. You will be surprised. I am always surprised at the people who say no. Honestly, some of the people that I'm like, oh, they so want to do this. They so need this. And then they're like, oh, no, thanks. Oh, and then the people that I would have never imagined, they're like, yes. I mean, there's some of you on this call right now that are in the category of people I would have never imagined. So I'm so glad I actually shared, because now you're on this call and we're having so much fun together being connected. So please stay clear on why you're doing what you're doing, because that will empower you to not care and share. So Jen Hoffman, did you have something you were going to hop on and say, or no? I felt like somebody came off mute. Okay. Does anyone else want to hop off? Something that you want to share?
Jen, I'd like to add something.
Yes, please do.
Okay. So sometimes people are afraid to offer the trilogy to someone who looks like they have a really successful career. You know, thinking outgoing people, real estate people, insurance people, they're out there and they're with people all the time. Last year, I went to an event with a friend, just truthfully out of obligation. But I realized how many people in this room on a Friday night at Salem Convention Center. There was probably 200 or 300. I looked around and I knew a lot of the people. They were professional people and they were selling skincare. And I'm like, I would have never thought of offering Take Shape for Life to them because their life looked abundant. And then I stopped and looked at my life and it's like, wait, my kids are all grown up. You have all this free time. And so you're looking for something to do, honestly, fun. I'm kind of past that part because, of course, it is a calling. But I'm just thinking of that in a season of life. It's not always about money. It's fulfillment. And frankly, some people don't have very good marriages, and they're just looking for community and support. And so, anyway, just don't overlook the people who seem like they have it all together, because honestly, the go-getters in life, they're the ones who are going to make it happen anyway. They're already so well connected.
So good. I really think that what we have to offer, there's something for everyone. There's something, no matter how good or how rough your life is, no matter how young or how old your life is, no matter what stage you're in. I really feel like our program, both for client and coach, honestly, the coach, share the full trilogy, because the coach opportunity, I think, is really where the magic happens, because you are almost insured to get healthy. Like, I mean, you're gonna get physically healthy if you coach. There's just no way around it. And so, honestly, helping people and offering the full trilogy, becoming a coach it's meaningful. You're going to get physically healthy. There is some great financial benefits, and you're going to get friends. If you're looking for friendship, I mean, put your screen on gallery view right now. I mean, because we like each other. We have fun. We're willing to sit and chat it up with our coffee to a video screen every Thursday morning for an hour. So, I mean, it's just, we really do offer something, no matter what your need might be. So thank you, Paula. Don't hold back on sharing with anyone, no matter what their life looks like on the outside. And I would say that that's something that I have learned. Don't make assumptions. You just don't make assumptions about people. Don't I don't, like, when you're saying, when the self-talk is, if there's that or that but in the thing, just because you're making some sort of assumption. And the only way to really find out is by, hey, having a conversation and actually just genuinely offering and asking. Anyone else? Any final thoughts? And we will wrap up this call. And we have a lot of fun ahead of us today, because we get to go and share the trilogy call for tonight. But anyone else, I want to open it.
I'll say something, Jen.
Thank you.
I love the connected portion of this. And actually, I feel like being connected is more of what this is anyway. And when I found that out early on, I was even more excited about what it is to be a health coach. Just the other day, I was talking with someone, candidate, right? And I didn't even call them to talk about Take Shape for Life, our offering, any of that. I called to connect with that intention. I said, hey, why don't we chat? I haven't talked to them since the 90s. So it's a long time ago. And I just reached out. It came up about an hour later in the conversation. So a full hour, we're chatting, about to wrap up. Okay, Mike, sell me on this thing you're doing. And I said, well, the cool thing is I don't sell anybody on this. And we just started chatting. After sharing this whole opportunity with them, the biggest thing that stood out, they want to lose weight. They need to get healthy. They need help with their finances. They need all those things. But the biggest thing in how they ended the call was, I'll probably do this just because I need people. I need friends. And it just blew my mind again. I thought, wow, that is the bigger picture. So connectedness is really sticking out today. It seems to be the thread, the common thread. And I love it. I love connecting.
Yeah. I will tell you my experience, about 42 years, people want to belong. They want to belong to something. They want to know you, and they want to be known. And we do kind of go through a pretty vulnerable thing with people. Weight loss, getting healthy is vulnerable. It's kind of a private part of a lot of people's hearts. And so it does connect us pretty quickly. And then as coaches, we share some pretty vulnerable things about our lives. Things that we want, dreams. We share dreams. We share desires. And vulnerability creates connection. And so you're inviting people into something that could be a game changer for their whole life. And that's why it's so important, I think, to share. It's also why it is so empowering to us, because when you stay connected, even when life stinks or you're 13 pounds up, you know, whatever the case, you're like coming together. It's like, oh, okay, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one, and I can do this. I can do this. So yeah, yay. Yay for connection. Okay, that said, let's go connect. I think it's time for us to log off this call and let's go connect with all of the people in our life that we care about, that we know this will be a great tool in their hands. So have a good one. It was fun this morning. Talk to you guys later.